Good morning, all. Hope you are able to hear me.
Morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
morning.
thanks for the confirmation. So we have started last session last week as what is SAP, founders of SAP, like what are the different versions of SAP, and what is the prerequisites for SAP, right? And what are the other ERPs, who are the competitors for SAP? Okay. What is R1, R2, R3 architecture we discussed, correct? Any questions in that particular? So we saw till here, right? SAP EHP 7 on ECC 6.
Yes.
Any questions still here?
No, no.
So here today we will see what exactly what is S4 HANA, what is the ECC 6, clear? So let me open. See, as we know that R1, R2, R3 architecture. See, as we know that ECC 6, the latest version, whatever in ECC 6, that is EHP 7 version. ECC 6 with EHP 7. So this particular course, we are going to work on ECC part. We are going to work on this. The complete course we are going to do on ECC 6 with EHP 7. So what is the feature of EHP 7? Is nothing but it's a tax module. They have introduced tax module. Earlier, they were doing tax as a separate manually they used to do. Now we are going to do a tax module in EHP 7 EHP 7. Okay, EHP 7 we are going to add tax module. So means entire ECC 6, whatever entire ECC from scratch from 4.02, the latest everything we are going to cover in this module only. Clear? And same time we are going to cover, apart from this, in this particular course we are going to cover S4 HANA also. S4 HANA, this is additionally we are going to cover S4 HANA completely again in depth, like whatever we are going to cover in ECC 6, the same thing we are going to cover in S4 HANA also. Like what is the difference between these two, ECC 6 with EHP 7 and S4 HANA? As I said that till 2013, till 2013, SAP is having its own application. SAP is having its own application. SAP was having its own application, but database, for database, they were dependent on third-party databases. As I said earlier also, they were dependent on third-party databases like Oracle, SQL, right, DBase, okay, and other databases. Not in one database, they were dependent on different databases. Not on one database. The SAP was dependent, okay, third-party databases. Clear? And whenever there is a change in a database, clear, Oracle was the owner for its database. So whenever they want to change something in the database, that used to affect in SAP application. Whenever SQL wants to change something in the database, then that used to affect complete SAP application. Same thing, DBase. Clear? So whatever third-party databases, the owner wants to change something, then that used to affect SAP application. So SAP was a tenant for third-party databases. So in the year 2013, don't take me wrong, I'm typing in caps. Okay, for the where we can visible easily. So that's the reason I'm typing in capital letters. So in the year 2013, SAP came up with its own database. SAP came up with, because there are many challenges when they were using third-party databases, many complaints from the clients also, because third-party database is nothing but not secure that much. So SAP came up with own database called HANA database. What is the database? Like whatever SQL, Oracle, DBase we are calling. In the same way, they came up with HANA database. Clear? What is HANA? What is HANA? So here you can see here I have given few full forms like ECC is nothing but you know that ERP central component. ERP central component. Then what is HANA? HANA stands for high performance analytical appliance. High performance analytical appliance. Do you need to remember this? No, it's not required. Clear? High performance analytical appliance. Fine. So here, what do you mean by high performance analytical appliance? See, as I said that whenever we want to use the ECC, whenever we want to use ECC, what is the minimum requirement? ECC server. If you want to install ECC server, what is the minimum requirement is there in the sense only maximum you can have 4 GB to 8 GB RAM. 4 GB to 8 GB RAM and a minimum 350 GB to 350 GB to 500 GB hard disk drive. To install, we require this particular requirement, as already we discussed. And same time, whenever we want HANA, okay, and this can be installed. This can be installed, as I mentioned here. This is for users, desktops and laptops. Only we can use this ECC version, whatever old version, we can use only on desktops and laptops. Because whatever laptop, if you are having desktop, 4 GB RAM and 350 GB or 500 GB hard disk, then you can install. Or what you can do, you can take third-party access, as I said earlier also. So, but HANA. So what is HANA? With the introduction of Fiori apps, we will talk about Fiori apps. So this can be introduced. This can be used. HANA database can be used normally on cloud. What do you mean by on cloud here in the sense? What do you mean by on cloud in the sense? To install HANA server, in our system, we required minimum of 500 GB of RAM. Okay, 500 GB of RAM and more than greater than 1 TB of, not 1 TB again, I'm taking example, 1 TB of hard disk drive. 1 TB of hard disk drive. Clear? So this is the requirement to install HANA server in our systems. So again, I earlier also I mentioned these configuration systems are not allowed, not exist in Indian market. Across the globe, maybe it may be available in US market, but not in, apart from US we don't. But to spend this, so this particular requirement, probably if you go for a new 75 to 80,000, you can get the laptop or whatever desktop, whatever it is, 75 to 80K with high configuration. But here, if you want to get this particular configuration, so probably it would be 8 to 10 lakhs per system. 8 to 10 lakhs we need to spend to get HANA related systems. Clear? And one more thing here, how the system used to work. How the system, here we call it as, now whenever HANA, as I said that ECC server we can use only laptops and desktops. But HANA server, what is the advantage with the HANA in the sense? See, as I said earlier also, whenever we want to use, for example, they have introduced in HANA server, they came up with an application called Fiori apps. This is the major advantage, Fiori apps. What do you mean by a Fiori apps in the sense? See, earlier, if I want to do any approval, any reports, any payment approval, then definitely I should have a desktop or a laptop. Compulsory. If I want to approve any payment or any approvals other than payment approvals, any other approvals, if I want to do, I need mandatory a laptop or a desktop. But if I am traveling somewhere, I'm on air or railways or somewhere, but I don't have any laptop and desktop, clear. But after introduction of this Fiori apps in S4 HANA, in HANA database, so here from anywhere we can generate reports, we can view reports in these applications in the mobile tabs, clear. We can view reports, any SAP reports we can view, any approvals we can do through your mobile, from your mobile, you can do from your laptop, desktop. Apart from that, we can do from your mobiles and tabs also. So this is the most important. And what is the advantage with the Fiori apps in the sense, for example, as I said that in SAP ECC version, we have only GUI version. GUI version, that is nothing but graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Graphical user interface in ECC. Okay, means to do anything in SAP, we need to remember the navigation path. I'll tell you what do you mean by navigation path and all. Navigation path or application codes, or again I'm telling you, either we can use the term called application code, but generally we use the code called transaction codes. We need to remember. So here, if we are using GUI in ECC version, normally we use GUI. Normally what? We use GUI. So if you want to enter any application, for example, this is your SAP GUI version. This is your SAP. This is called graphical user interface. How the screen looks like, that is called GUI. Okay. So for example, if I want to go any application, so this is my SAP menu. I want to post a document. Then I need to go to, don't remember this as of now. Just I'm showing how we can go. In how many steps we can go. General ledger. Okay. Document entry, FB50. So this is called past steps, right? Or we can go in another way. We can type here FB50. So this is called whatever FB50 I have typed, right? So that is called transaction code or an application code. Okay, we will see in depth what is transaction code and everything, but just I'm giving you. So in GUI version, we need to either go with the navigation part, or you need to remember the transaction codes. Then only we can go, or else we can't go. Clear? So, but when it comes to HANA, when it comes to Fiori apps, when it comes to HANA database, HANA, so we have GUI and as well as Fiori apps. GUI and as well as Fiori apps. This is a revolutionary version. I can say that. What is GUI? It's a similar like what is there in your ECC. The same thing we have. But as I said that Fiori apps in the sense, Fiori apps is nothing, but there is no, it's not an abbreviation. It's a normally Fiori. That's it. So here, what do you mean by Fiori apps in the sense? It is nothing but a tile-based application. Tile-based application. Means, for example, if I want to go view any report, so in Fiori, in GUI, you need to remember either path or a transaction codes. But when it comes to Fiori apps, it won't require to remember any transaction code nor path. So directly, how you will see in Amazon, if you want to purchase something, what you will do, you will give the product name, correct? Then it will give you the list of available products on that specification plus different vendors, and we can select from that. In the same way, Fiori apps also, we will select post journal entry, post general journal entry, right? Then it will directly open. You need not to remember, just you need to type it. You need to, there is a search bar, you need to search, you need to type there, automatically it will open that particular screen like this. The screen will be open. You need not to remember the navigation nor a transaction code. What you want, whatever end requirement you want, that is nothing but post journal entry. That's it. Then automatically this particular screen will be get opened. So the end user, it's not required to remember. End user is not required to remember the transaction code nor path. So directly they can type on the tile and the entire tile will be open. In that we need to select one option, whatever we require. Clear everyone? Any questions still here?
No, sir. No.
Right? So here, and one more thing, earlier the SAP was doing, ECC was, we discussed already, R1, R2, R3. See here, how the system architect, normally not only SAP system architect, normally SAP system architect, not only SAP, any system architect was like this. So what does it mean actually? I'll show you one more. See here, earlier system, whenever, means before HANA, how the system used to work, in the sense, see, this is your architecture. This is your output devices, nothing but your front end screen. Output device is nothing but your front end screen, nothing but your monitor. Clear? Or whatever, your monitor is nothing but your output device. Input device is nothing but your keyboard or whatever, the way how you are inputting. Clear? And how this is nothing but your CPU. In this you will have RAM is nothing but random access memory. Clear? In this RAM, it is a very small memory will be there in the system. Small memory in the sense it's very small. Clear? So it is we used to call it as a temporary memory also. We used to call it as a temporary memory also. Clear? Temporary memory. Fine. So here, whatever information you will store, it will store temporarily. And whenever you save it, that used to store in a different location called hard disk. Normally, what we will do, clear? Hard disk. That this is called a permanent storage location. So RAM is nothing but your primary memory, and hard disk is nothing but your permanent memory. Clear? So this is nothing but it will have a huge data. And RAM will have temporary data. Temporary data in the sense, because the capacity of RAM was very less. And when it comes to hard disk, it was huge. According to your requirement, you can increase your hard disk capacity in your system. So earlier, what we used to do? Earlier, we used to input some requirement. We used to input from our keyboard. Okay. First, it will go to RAM. Okay. For example, some information you are checking. Okay. The data, somebody age or somebody address you are checking in your system. So first, whenever we input, then first it will check in your RAM memory. As I said, that RAM temporary memory, if it is, you all switch it on, it will be available. Once if you shut it down your system, and once again if you log in, then that particular data will not be there in your RAM memory. That will be flushed out. Okay. So once we request for some data, first it will check in the RAM memory. If it is available in the RAM memory, then automatically it will show you output device. that is nothing but your monitor or screen, whatever you call. So it will display here. Okay, and same time you have inputted some large data which is not available in the RAM, then what RAM will do? RAM will check the secondary memory. The secondary memory, that is nothing but your hard disk. So it will check whatever requested by the user, that will check, and it will search in the hard disk. Once it find, then it will send it to RAM. From RAM, again it will go to output device. This process used to take. Okay, this is a normal process till ECC. Till ECC, it was a normal process. Clear? Now, when HANA came into the picture, so we call it as an HANA. What is the difference? Major difference between HANA and ECC was HANA is a in-memory database. In-memory, remember this particular terminology, in-memory database, right? So what they have done in HANA database, what they have done is the RAM capacity is increased drastically. Like as I said that, what is the minimum RAM capacity they have in HANA database? Again, I'm taking example. It is more than that, very much higher than this. See, your system speed will depend upon your RAM and your hard disk. Your system speed will depend upon your RAM and hard disk. So I said minimum, I said this is 500 GB RAM is minimum. I said it will be higher than this. It will be higher than this. Means here what happened in HANA database, what they have did is they have increased the RAM capacity like anything. RAM capacity like anything. And in RAM only, in the primary memory only, in the main memory only, most of the data, 95% of the data, I can say 99% of the data will be stored in the RAM memory only. The RAM in the RAM memory only. If you shut down or whatever you do, it will be there in the RAM memory. Okay. And the backup, whatever data is there in the RAM memory, the backup will be available in the hard disk. In the hard disk. So here after introduction of HANA server, so whenever user inputs something, or requests something, then all the data will be available in the RAM, So it will check in the RAM only, because all the data will be available, and it is more faster, 1,000 times faster than in your third-party databases. Whatever third-party databases are there, Oracle, SQL, DBase, okay. Compared to that, your HANA database is 1,000 times faster. 1,000 times faster than third-party databases. So here, once if the user input requests the data, okay, immediately it will checks in RAM and it will throw it. It will provide the output on your monitor. So here it will not go to hard disk, because as I said that 95 to 99% data will available in the RAM itself. Only hard disk is used only for backup part. If any problem occurs in RAM, then you can retrieve the data from hard disk. Very rarely it happens, but every time it will search input and checks in RAM, and it will throw output to your monitor or screen from the RAM memory itself, from the primary memory itself, from main memory itself. So that is the reason HANA is 1,000 times faster than your third-party databases. Hope you got my point. When it comes to ECC, third-party databases, as I said, that RAM capacity was very much less. RAM capacity is very much less. So here only less data will be available. So whatever request we will do, and this RAM is also, because of its capacity, it is very slow. So it need to search. It will take time to search in the main disk, hard disk, and it will throw it once it found in the hard disk. Then it will again receive by the RAM, because it's very less memory. Then it will, for example, I'll tell you. See here, what happens? See here, hard disk, RAM, CPU. Okay. So here what happens? For example, we required 1,000 data records. We required 1,000 records, 1,000 records, student records or employee records. we require 1000 records. Okay, so the user has inputted requested for 1000 student records, because in RAM memory it can't store 1000 records. It can't store 1000 records. So it is having, it is, the capacity is only 10 records. 10 records it can store at once. So once the user inputs the data for 1000 records, then what RAM will do? RAM will search in hard disk, and it found all the 1000 records in hard disk. But at the time of retrieving, the RAM capacity is to store only 10 records. So it will store 10 records first, and it will give you the output only 10 records. And again, it will check for next 10 records, right? Again, RAM will, because RAM is not having the capacity to store 20 records. So again, it will go to hard disk and it will search for another 10 records, and it will save only the next 10 records. And again, it will throw the output. So the process will continue till it retrieves 1000 records. So means at a time 10 records to almost, or it will take 100 time to search. The process will do 100 times. And you can understand how much time it's going to take. But when it comes to HANA database, not 1000, it can have a lakhs of records. So once if the user requested for 1000 records, and all the records will be available in the RAM memory only, and immediately it will throw it out. So that is the difference between your HANA database and third-party databases. Clear? Any questions here? Anyone? Again, we are going to do it again. Just I'm giving an idea why SAP came up with third-party databases to its own HANA database. Any questions still here?
No, sir.
Okay. So here,
All good, sir. All good.
sorry.
Everything is okay. Yeah.
Okay, fine, great. So here, as I mentioned here,
I have a doubt, sir.
please go ahead.
So third-party database means like it's a ECC version, right?
Third-party databases, we were using ECC version.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, but SAP came up with ECC also, one version called, the latest version we use in desktop and this one. So that is called till EHP7, till EHP7, we were using third-party databases. And they came up with one more database in ECC also, ECC, okay, with EHP8. Okay, this is the latest version of SAP. Okay, even we can use this on desktop and whatever it is. So this is S4 HANA version. So whenever we take, for example, I'll show you in my SAP. See here. Normally here you will get EHP7 is the latest version. So one more version I'm going to take here. Here you can see in this this one. So here you will find SAP ECC with EHP8 version. EHP8 is nothing but it's not a ECC version, it's a HANA version. S4 HANA version. Understood? So this we call it as an EHP8 version. We can't install that in our systems. EHP8 we can't install. We need to take third-party server access. Okay, we can't install in our systems, laptops. Okay, so the first version they have released, okay, in S4 HANA. This is the serial numbers 100, 101, 102, 103. These are the serial numbers. Okay, 100, 101, 102. So here SAP S4 HANA, this is nothing but 15.11 version, 16.10 version, 17.9 version, 18.9 version, 19.09, 20.09, 21.09. And here one more version they have released, the latest version, which I have not included here. That is nothing but SAP S4 HANA 2209. This is the version we are going to cover, the latest version we are going to cover. 2209. Okay, I'll tell you what is exactly. So here SAP has released its own version, even though it is developed in 2013. So in 2013, as I said that In 2013, SAP came up with its own database, HANA database. As I said that how many modules are there in SAP? How many modules are there?
36.
36 different
36.
modules. 36 different modules. Out of 36 modules, like FI is one module, CO is one module, MM is one module, SD is one module. Like this, we have a different modules are there. So out of that, the first module, earlier all the 36 module used to work on third-party database, right? In the year 2013, first module was migrated from third-party databases, shifted from third-party database to HANA database was FICO module, first database. First module shifted from third-party database to HANA database. That module is known as FICO. Now in ECC, FI is separate, CO is separate. But in HANA, they are both are merged. Now we call it as an, normally people call it as an FICO or FICO. In European, Europe, they call it as an FICO. In US, they'll call it as an FICO. And we can use any other terminology like FICO or whatever. But normally I pronounce it as an FICO because it's an abbreviation again. FI is nothing but finance, CO is nothing but controlling. So, right, you can pronounce it as a, normally when you work with the European clients, then they will call it as an FICO. Right, when you work with US clients, then they'll call it as an FICO. Right, but we normally call it as an FICO. So FICO module, first migrated module to HANA database was FICO module. Okay, and they named it as an simple finance. So people may ask you, so in Naukri, whenever you apply for a job on SAP, they may ask you, do you have a knowledge on FICO, or do you have a knowledge on a simple finance? Clear? What is your hands-on experience on FICO, or what is the hands-on experience on simple finance? So whenever they are stressing like that simple finance, then what does it mean? They are mentioning about FICO only, not simple finance is nothing but FICO. In FICO, we used to call it an ECC environment, and simple finance, we call it as an HANA version, right? And whatever FICO 2013, whatever we call it as an, so we call it as an S4 HANA. What is HANA? What is HANA? What is HANA?
Sir, आपने बोला था
High
याद मत
performance
रखना.
and
No, I'm not asking abbreviation. What is HANA? If someone is asking you, what do you mean by HANA?
It's a database, sir, I thought.
Exactly.
it's a SAP SAP's own database.
Exactly. HANA is nothing but SAP own database. Then what do you mean by S4 HANA? See, there is a difference between S4 HANA and only HANA. S4 HANA is nothing but S stands for
Suit
suits.
for HANA.
Suit means nothing but whatever module you are working, FICO module is suit for HANA database. Suit for HANA database. Someone we call it as an F4. This is nothing but 4 is nothing but people normally pronounce it as an, see, S stands for suit and 4 stands for, normally people consider it as an F4 for suit for HANA database, or we call 4 as an, we know that we have R1, R2 is nothing but, R1 is nothing but first generation, R2 is nothing but second generation, R3 is nothing but third generation, and whenever we calling it as a 4, 4 is nothing but fourth generation application. Understood? Either you can call it as a suit for HANA or fourth generation HANA database. Understood? S4 HANA is nothing but, normally we call it as a suit for HANA or suit fourth generation HANA database. Till 3, it's a third party databases for HANA database. Understood? So the first module which is migrated to suit for HANA database. in 2013 and 14. So in the year 2000, so how many modules are migrated here out of 36 in 2013 and 14 to HANA database? How many modules are migrated?
Seven,
FICO only.
Only two, correct?
yes,
Yeah.
FICO.
And CO.
Go ahead.
Only two modules were migrated from third-party databases to HANA database. Okay. And same time, in the year 2015, whatever other 34 modules were there, they call it as a logistics module. We will discuss what are the different logistics module. We used to call, these are finance modules, and these are the other 20, the other 34 modules. Modules like your SD migrated to HANA database. Understood? So till 2000, in 2015, all the 36 modules are migrated from third party to HANA database. First module was migrated was FICO, that we used to call it as a simple finance, and the other 34 modules, instead of calling separately, we used to call them as a logistics modules. Logistics modules, that is nothing but 34. So all are migrated to HANA database in the year 2015. So the complete package was released in the year 2015. Understood? Now understood what is
Can I-
SAP? Sorry?
Can I have a question here? I have a question, like those who are working on ECC right now, and they have to shift to S4 HANA.
I'll
So
tell
have
you
they,
that.
do they need to step again?
Means who are working on ECC, they need to learn S4 HANA. What is the same question?
The companies, if they're working on ECC, if they have to shift to S4 HANA.
Okay.
So is it like a no,
I'll tell you
or
the
they have to
deadlines.
like do it again?
I'll tell you the deadlines. What is SAP has given the deadlines? Who are already clients are
Deadline. What I'm not
19.
about deadlines. What I'm saying is like if they have to shift their server to
Yeah, I'll tell
S4
you.
HANA.
See,
So
Fortune 500 companies, when I take Fortune 500 companies, they were using SAP since 1990, and they were working on ECC. Correct? And in the year 2015, SAP came up with its own version called HANA. Correct? But and it is 1990s, and migrating from ECC to HANA, it's not happens over a night. It's not going to happen over a night. The parties cannot migrate in single night. So what SAP has given, the latest deadlines, SAP has given the migration process. Means the out of 100% companies, this is again, I'm telling you, this is yesterday's data. Out of 100% companies who are using SAP, only 23%, this is the latest data again, statistics. 23% companies migrated from ECC to HANA database. ECC to only 23%. Okay, and other 77% companies, are using ECC third-party database only. Third-party databases, 77%. Okay, the main motive, again, I'm telling you what is, so here only 23% companies are migrated, not all the modules. Again, out of this 23%, only few modules they have migrated. Not all, again, out of 23% also, not 100% all the modules are migrated to as the HANA database. Few modules are migrated out of this 23% companies also. So what SAP has given the deadline, in the sense, what SAP before COVID 2020, year 2020, what SAP has given the deadline was year 2026. Year 2026, whatever companies are using SAP as their ERP, they need to migrate 100% by 2026. All the companies need to migrate from ECC to 2026 by to HANA by 2026. Okay, but because of COVID, everything got changed in our life. Clear? Now SAP has given a deadline. Okay, by 2028, companies need to migrate from third-party databases to HANA database. Okay, 2028. Okay, but in case companies not able to migrate from third-party database to HANA database, okay, what SAP has done is 2030, it's a deadline. Till 2028, whatever companies are using ECC third party, whatever support they required, SAP will provide free of cost. They won't charge till 2028. Clear? If any challenges or any features having a problem, so till 2028, whatever companies are using ECC version, third party database version, SAP will give free of cost service. Okay, and from 2028 to 2030, still companies are not migrated from third party to HANA database. Okay, from 2028 to 2030, they will charge some amount and they will support. They will charge some amount and they will support. But after 2030, okay, SAP is not going to support third party. Means what does it mean? Every company has to migrate from third party database to HANA database. It's a mandatory for 2030 as of SAP AG roadmap. As per SAP AG roadmap, till by 2030, every company out of whatever Fortune 500 companies or Fortune 750 companies, they have to migrate from third-party database to HANA database by 2030. Is this clear?
Sir, I have a question.
So right now, sorry, okay.
Can you hear me?
I didn't get you.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I am able to hear you.
Okay. Sir, when we're talking that SAP is not gonna charge till 2028, and so when we're talking about SAP, are these the people who sitting based in Germany?
Yeah.
Right, because we will be considered as a functional consultant who will be working
Correct.
for a company. So let's imagine you opened a company and I'm working for your company. So if I'm making changes or moving your company from ECC to S4 HANA, and if I'm taking advice or a service of SAP people who are based out of Germany, they will not charge me. But after that, they will be start charging.
Correct.
I mean, you basically, and I will be employed for you. Is it correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so it means that to minimal charges. SAP won't, because we will spend a lot of amounts on licenses, right? So even why they are charging in this, that is the minimal charges. Every consultant will work on HANA. Very few will work from 2028 on ECC version. Okay, so this is the prerequisite.
So one question, actually, the both are interlinked, ECC and HANA for now.
Exactly. So why I'm telling you, why we have covering our codes as a ECC, and as we are covering our codes on ECC and S4 HANA. Correct? As I mentioned, I am not going to teach only either ECC or S4 HANA. To work on S4 HANA, you need to have a ECC knowledge, mandatory, that is. Because what are the changes? Only the databases got changed. But what is the difference? Again, in HANA database, what are the S4 HANA, what are the major changes in the sense? How much change, how much percentage change is there from when compared to ECC FICO to S4 HANA Simple Finance? If I take one module, hardly it will have, not 100% change it got, right? Functionality wise, working wise, only 20% changes. Understood? 20% changes are there when compared to ECC with S4 HANA. Not more than that. Right? So to get a hands-on experience on HANA, S4 HANA, then you need to have a knowledge on ECC. Okay, if I learn only ECC, is it sufficient? No, because as I said that 25%, 23% companies are migrated already. So for example, you are attending one interview in one particular organization after completion of course, right? And here I have explained you only end-to-end ECC version. Clear? And you think that, okay, I am done with ECC, I am good at it, and you did like number of times you have done the practice, and you feel that, okay, end-to-end ECC, end-to-end SAP, I know now. Okay, and you started attending interviews, and unfortunately, whatever companies you are attending as a consultant, clear, then those companies are migrating to S4 HANA. They are migrating to S4 HANA. Then they'll ask you, do you have a hands-on experience on S4 HANA? Do you know S4 HANA? You will say that I don't know, because I know I'm very good, damn good. I'm a good experience in ECC, but I don't know S4 HANA. Then you are not fit, right? And same time you are attending an interview, and what I did is I have explained completely S4 HANA, without taking ECC, which is a base layer. ECC is nothing but a base layer, correct? I've not explained ECC part, and I've started S4 HANA, and without explanation of the difference between ECC and S4 HANA, without giving explanation of differences between ECC and S4 HANA, without giving the differences, I have started S4 HANA, and you have applied. Then they may ask you, like, still that particular company is having a time to migrate 6 years of time, 6 years or 7 years of time to migrate from ECC to S4 HANA, and still their current organization is taking on ECC only. And you'll say that I don't know ECC, but I know S4 HANA. But their requirement is ECC, not S4 HANA right now. Maybe in future it's required. Clear? So over there, again, we will get rejected. Right? So that's the reason, to cover that particular market requirement. Okay, to reach the market requirement in our complete course, okay, we are going to cover both ECC and as well as S4 HANA. Means once, if you stepped out from this particular course, once we complete, because again, I'm telling you, this is a 2023, apart from IT, whatever IT is required, whatever software is required, only the job market is open for SAP. You just check it out. Okay, one is on Python and artificial intelligence. One market is open for automation, and the another market, job market, is open for any other ERPs. SAP market is open like anything, and it's going to increase. It's going to increase by 2030 like anything. Crystal clear roadmap. And out of 100% companies, okay, I'm giving a rough data. Again, this is not exact data as of now. Out of whatever market is there, 100% market in global market, SAP is used by 68% companies. Earlier it was more. 68% companies are using, because number of new companies are coming into the market. Only 68% companies are using SAP. So as per SAP roadmap, by 2030, it's going to be increase. The companies are going to increase from 68 to 92%. Companies are out of 100% market, 92% out, from 68 to 92% companies are going to use their ERP as SAP. Means already there is a huge demand, huge demand. The people who are already having a good skills on SAP, they are having a huge demand. Again, I'm telling you, if I do course, do I get the job? No, absolutely not, until you don't have a skills. Right? If you have a skills, no one will stop in the market. No one is going to stop in the market. Clear? 68, this particular data I'm talking about 2030. So till 2023. So till 2030, it's going to be increased from 68% to 92% across globe companies or whatever businesses. So how the market is going to increase, employment market is going to be increased for consultant. So end user level, see again, There are a lot of automation, AI, ChatGPT are coming into the picture. A lot of new technologies are coming into the picture. So does it affect our market, SAP market? Absolutely yes. But which market? The people who are working as a end users. The people who are working as a end users, that market will be get crashed. That market will be get crashed. But as a consultant, what is our cup of tea to do this particular course? We want to see ourselves as a consultant, right? Does the consultant market will get crashed? No, absolutely not. See, as long as your demand, your market is growing, your demand is increasing, then automatically the consulting level will also get increased. It will not get decreased. Clear? Again, SAP market. If I say SAP market roughly and trust, whether you trust me or not, as per whatever analysis I have saw, another 45 years, there is no threat for consulting level. Another coming 45 years. After that, I don't know what is that. After that, it increase only, but it won't decrease. Because SAP, how SAP is doing is, whatever new technology is coming, into the market, it is taking adaptability. Because that's the reason they have spent a lot of money on HANA database. Because they have a crystal clear roadmap till another 100 years. Down the line, and people, we will say, there is no life for ERP. There is no life for SAP. Clear? Even I heard from the other people. Clear? SAP market or ERP market comes to an end. The people who are talking on that particular thing comes to end, or it doesn't have anything, then you just think that they don't have a knowledge on exact what ERP is, what exactly SAP is. They don't have a knowledge on that. See, as that we have a cutthroat competition for SAP, but you can see, as I'm saying, that 68%. This is also very huge market for SAP. Clear? And that too, it's going to be increased. That is a target of SAP. And already licenses are sold. Majority licenses are sold for 2030 by SAP AG. Right? Almost it's going to occupy entire market of 92%. Clear? So there is no threat unless until we don't have. So right now we need to have a knowledge on after 2030. If you have a knowledge on only S4 HANA, it might be okay. But right now till 2030, you need to have a knowledge on ECC and as well as S4 HANA. So that's the reason we are covering both the things in depth. The total course. So you will be considered, once we are done with this particular course, you will consider as a fully baked product. So any questions on this?
Sir, I have a very important question actually, where I work in the company, because when we are talking about ERPs, those are the third-party servers. Like for example, Oracle, I use it for expense management.
Okay.
I use Chronos, which is for HR.
Okay.
Right, for making schedules, right? And there are small other modules we have.
Understood.
So how do I know as an employee that is my company using SAP?
Sorry, can you please come again? Like how my company?
How do I know is my company already an SAP platform or not?
So the whatever application you are using, with that you will come to know, right?
Like for example, as
again, I'm telling you, as you said, that for each and everything, for finance they are using Oracle, for HR they are using something, and the other thing they are using some other application. Correct?
Correct.
But in future, if they want to, as I said that earlier also, interface would be a problem again for your organization. Clear? So if they want to generate a common report, that is not possible. Right? So only one ERP is providing the solution to get a common reporting. That is why ERP, SAP.
Okay.
So probably your company might see what your company might think is like right now, however, I'm using third party, I have already spent. So instead of spending again on ECC and again on S4 HANA, so probably down the line, 3 years or 4 years, probably they directly spend on S4 HANA database instead of spending on 2 different databases.
Okay.
Clear?
How would they be able to make a schedule which is a part of the Chronos, if they use SAP S4 HANA, I mean? Do I make sense? Sorry, I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't get you this.
So do you know, sir, what is Chronos?
I
Do
know
you
it's
that?
a HR
Okay,
application.
correct, correct. We use it to make schedules that tells us that how many hours we get it, and we have to, put in hours for our employees, 140 employees, XYZ.
Correct.
Now, imagine that down the road, 3 years down the road, the company decided to go for S4 HANA.
Mhm.
But do you think that they're gonna eliminate Chronos like 100%?
Yeah, see again, that's what I said, right? So, for example, your company is migrating from your Chrono to SAP. See, so as I said, that SAP can communicate, right? The first integrate, communicate with any other system, non-SAP systems also. Clear? So
Okay.
here, whatever data is there in your Chrono or whatever applications you are using, so that can be migrated 100% from your third-party application non-SAP to SAP without
Okay.
any problem. Hope you got
But
my
they,
point.
yeah, so but they will be still using Chronos and Oracle for expense management. It's just that SAP will be able to integrate all the data to get
Exactly.
provide the
Complete
better
100%
results.
they can. 100%.
Okay.
Because see,
Okay.
before SAP, there was other databases were there. But now SAP, JD Edwards were there. That was a leading ERP segment, right? Oracle Financials was a top finance ERP. But now all are migrated. Means complete data will be, I'll explain that also. Again, if we have that in our next sessions, how they will migrate the data from third-party applications to SAP. 100% that would be migrated.
Okay, sir.
Hope I have given an answer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here again, just I'll take another 5 minutes. Okay. So here you can see these are the different versions. These are the different versions. Able to see SAP S4 HANA 1511, 1610, 1709, 1809, 1909. So what is this 15 in the sense? This is first 2 digits are year and second 2 digits are month. Nothing but 2015 November. Okay, so they have released one version with additional with complete S4 HANA with all 36 modules supporting on HANA database. 1610 they have released one more version. They have released one more version called 1610 2016 October by adding new features. And 1709 again the thing is Apple, you know the Apple, right? Apple company, they become one of the partner for SAP. They became one of the partners for SAP. You would see every September, Apple will release new product. They will launch new version of Apple phones or tabs, watches, or whatever it is. And same time, SAP will also release a new version. Okay, here they came up with Fiori apps. Till that, there is only GUI. But in the year 2017 or 9, okay, 2017 September, they came up with Fiori apps, right? And after that, 2018 9, 1909, 2009, 2109, 2209. SAP came up with 14 release version of 14, Apple phone 14, 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, or whatever it is. So SAP came up with 2209 with a new version, and this is the latest version now. So another version when they are going to release 2309. Clear? Every September they are going to release. I don't know what is the reason, but Apple will also release the 9th month, September month, and these people are also releasing in September month. Because once they have in the year 2016, they becomes a partner. Apple becomes the partner, one of the partner for SAP. Clear? Any questions? So the latest version of SAP is 2209. Do we need to remember? No, not
one question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One question actually. What I need to ask is like if any company is on ECC and they want to move to S4 HANA, they still need the consultants again to do that, right?
Exactly. Without consultant, it's not possible. That's the reason I made it very clear.
So it's not automatic integration. It is not automatic. It has
Not
to be done by
automatic.
consultant,
Our
right?
intervention,
Yeah, okay.
consulting intervention should be there. Without consultant intervention, it will not happen over the night. See, as long as the new releases, new versions will come, the automation is possible only at end user level, not at the consultant level. Got my point?
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. Consulting level, whatever automation is not possible, because we will do the automation. We will work with the automation team. Right? SAP application, end user application can be used automatically, but not whoever is developing SAP screens and all as a consultant. That can't be done. AI won't understand that. Is that clear? Any questions?
No,
No, no, sir.
Yeah. This is the version and SAP versions. Okay. We spoke about SAP introduction and all. And tomorrow we will see different versions and what would be our roles once we pitch into the thing and what are the different projects in tomorrow's session. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all.
Okay, sir.
See you in
Thank you,
tomorrow's
sir.
session. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir. Okay.